translates roughly to Holocaust, great disaster, intentionally caused brutality, things of that nature. It's important that we define the terms of our own suffering ourselves, using our own linguistic ideas, using our own conceptions, etc. Because the war of words, or the war of definition, has long continued in this country. The war of abolition. You know, the only household name when it comes to the massive enslavement of African people in this country is William Wilberforce. You'd almost think no one in Britain ever benefited. We've only chose to remember one dude, and even that dude's role is very interesting, but we haven't got time to get into that today. It goes like this. How many lives will be lost to the Ma'angamizi? It's way bigger than the pain that I place on the CD. If I told you all the truth, would you really believe me? It's the Ma'angamizi. It's the Ma'angamizi. Ma'angamizi meaning African Holocaust, because we paid a hell of a cost and don't really want what was lost. And the process ain't ever stopped since black civilization dropped for internal greed and external plot. The same ones that taught the ancient Greeks, Greece and Rome helped bring to the knees, then Islam spread across northern Africa. With slavery and massacres, too many hurt, refused to convert, spread south and west, a people dispersed. Christianity is not alone in using race and religion for power to expand. Desert caravans took slaves across sand, where they staged the revolt of the Zanj. Enemies always invented mythologies, curse of Ham, so-called prophecy. After the migrations, there was some reinstatement of autonomous nations, then floating on the waves of the seas came a plague, a genocidal disease. With arms and heads, they looked like men, but really they were just dogs on two legs. When they first came, some of our people said go. Most welcomed them into our homes. We didn't know they had hearts of stone, frozen by Western Europe's cold. Also, there were scumbags among us, willing to work for white conquerors' honors. With that collaboration began the largest forced migration in the history of nations. How many lives will be lost to the Ma'angamizi? It's way bigger than the pain that I place on the CD. If I told you all the truth, would you really believe me? It's the Ma'angamizi. It's the Ma'angamizi. How many millions dead at the bottom of the ocean, thrown overboard like property stolen or jumped overboard, rather than be stolen, a mother with a baby in arms? Hold on, what awaited was not just enslavement, but a genocidal impulse craving. They committed unspeakable abuses to make a nigger from an African human. Took a woman ready to give birth, tied her limbs to 4 posts held firm. In the main square made every slave watch, covered dirt and raw meat off a pack of dogs. And if anyone watching, even a relative, made a sound, killed them for the hell of it. This was every day, not the exception. The science of gynecology was perfected on black women. No anesthetic. They said a nigga bitch cut until pain pathetic. Hang a man from a tree, cut off his penis. Force people to eat their own feces. Literally put people in zoos. In a cage, chimpanzee, black human, ape. And it was upon this atrocity that Europe became the dominant economy. And now they play games, pretend it's about names. Nah, it's a scheme for unequal trade. Imagine the largest companies today, if all of their employees got no pay. For all of the centuries profit was made, black skin was always branded slave. Even the child of the master's rape could be killed and sold cause black blood in the veins, but the ancestors fought back, got free. You probably ain't heard of Jean-Jacques Dessalines, probably don't know the Haitian Revolution caused the French to sell half of America, nor the role that Africans played in the Civil War for that same America. And if you ain't heard of Nanny and the Maroons or Bogle, you probably believe what they told you. But if they set Africans free, because all of a sudden they grew a conscience, tell me this. Why were the masters given compensation and those who suffered not given a thing? Why did they then invade Africa and make African slaves in their own homes with the Belgians killing 10 million souls in the Congo alone? Why then Jim Crow? Why apartheid? Why did Black Wall Street burn that night? Why collaborators will work for such evil, willing to breed tools against their own people? Why Africa? Imperialism for the new age with a brown face on it. How many lives will be lost to the Ma'angamizi? It's way bigger than the pain that I place on the CD. If I told you all the truth, would you really believe me? It's the Ma'angamizi. It's the Ma'angamizi. Some will try their best to justify this torture, asking you who the slaves were brought from. As if we don't know, tell them get the hell out. Every genocide ever has had sellouts. And the largest wars of humans were fought between people of Western Europe. So when you're rushing out, it's cool to kill French men. They kill Germans that look like them. Absurd, right? But when your skin's white, different set of rules you can't abide by. Dark suffering is not humanized, no surprise, we still see ourselves through their eyes. And darkies became legally human during the course of my parents' life. And the freedoms we have only occur because the ancestors spilled the blood to the earth. Is it changed that much? Are you so sure? The world's darker people still the most poor? So it's our task to put an end to this. Even those like me with a heritage mixed. If a knife's in your back, 9 inches, and it's only been pulled out 6, when the wound starts healing and we stop bleeding or bleaching, can it begin to fix? When the plague of self-hate's no longer a weight so great it pushes you to kill one another. When we put a stop to false charity. They kill with one hand and give with the other. When the IMF walk back, along with their puppets, no longer strangle our nations. When the invaders don't have military bases in so many places. When the jail cells not packed with black bats and the gats and the crack are no longer factors. When we celebrate true self-determination, not a few token bit part actors. When the truth is told and there is the dignity to remember the dead. As long as there's thought in the past, means they have the intention of doing it again. How many lives will be lost to the Ma'angamizi? It's way bigger than the pain that I place on the CD. If I told you all the truth, would you really believe me? It's the Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.